Welcome to this video presentation of my Honours Project 2015. The topic, as you can see, is about the interactive sequence authentication system with a lead motion controller in a 3D environment. This is a very brief overview of the project. Now, looking at the problem description, is that the secure login of various users have become very doubtful, with various ways to bypass or steal a user's login details and gain unauthorized access to a system. Thus, this project aims to develop an additional authentication system that helps to improve on authentication of various users. Looking at the security of organizations and why it is necessary, we can look at four important functions that information security provides for organizations. Now, looking at the protecting the organization's ability to function properly, it protects the company IT system to store data. The information security project protects their collected data as well as the data the company uses. Now, the information security includes the protection of as well. So this includes the user details, the customer details, as well as the employee details. Looking at the research aspects that was done throughout the project and is explained in the documentation, is the use of the lead motion controller and how it works, the computer security and where it fits into the whole authentication of a user. The difference between authentication and identification is clearly stated as well as different access control methods, sequences, patterns, passcodes, passwords, passphrases were also clearly defined within the documentation. Software is also researched that was used and implemented throughout the project. Development of the artifact is based on requirements stated in the planning and designing phase of the project. Requirements such as the project has to be in a 3D environment. The sequences is derived from the side panels from each individual 3D object used in the 3D environment. After a sequence has been entered, it has to be tested if the sequence is correct or incorrect. If the sequence is correct, it shows a correct message and it shows that it can be successfully done with the lead motion controller as a source of input. Looking at how the development of the artifact was done, it has 4 system development phases: the planning and design phase, the implementation phase, the testing and the deployment phase. The results are pretty basic, done with a research question: is it possible to use a lead motion controller as a source of input for an authentication system with a 3-dimensional environment? The results of the research have been conducted in the practical testing of a project artifact. The practical representation of the artifact have shown that there have been a successful implementation of the additional authentication by the use of the lead motion controller. Thus, looking at the interactive sequence authentication system, the name given to the software developed throughout the project, it has various characteristics, such as it's very user interactive. The sequence is based on a sequence-based authentication, and the system is very access controlled. It's also done in a 3D environment that consists of 4 3D objects to interact with, each with their own number of side panels that is used as input. The use of the lead motion controller as a main source of input is a very important factor of the system. Looking at at various strong aspects of the system, is that this combination has a ratio of 1 to 66,160,49,702,976 various ways of having a sequence done. This combination is done with a minimum of 2 sequences and a maximum of 10 sequences. The user also never really knows the sequence code that is used in the background of the software, although they only know the actual sequence that represents the sequence behind the user interface. The use of multi-factor authentication is a very important factor of conducting user authentication. Weak aspects of the system is that entering a sequence can be very time consuming, as well as it could be very expensive to purchase an external device such as a leap motion controller. Further work to be done is various aspects that can be looked at, such as user customization can be done to the environment or the object. Various objects could be added, or another environment could be added to it. Various gestures and features could be added with a leap motion controller as a main source of input. It also can be configured to be run before a specified software or even your Windows system, and then it can be acted as an additional startup authentication. Conclusion to the system is that the main question was, can the leap motion controller be used as a main source of input for an additional authentication method? Now, looking at all the research done, the answer is yes. The practical testing artifacts have shown a correct sequence that is equal to that of the sequence default user. This implies that it is indeed possible and the project goal was a success. Now I'm just quickly going to take you to a project demo to show you how the software development can be done. As you can see, there's currently already done a passcode that is incorrect, showing you again another sequence passcode that could be incorrect, is showing a message that is an error passcode is incorrect. Now, just to show that it is possible to conduct a user authentication with a leap motion controller as a source of input, quickly just going to enter the correct passcode. Bear with me, it could take a quick time to find the correct sequence as mentioned in the slides. I'm looking for a specific image here. There we go, almost there. There we go. Looking for the final image. It's currently very sensitive. There we go, there we have the sequence. Now we can check the passcode, and as you can see, it is correct. So in this manner we can imply that the sequence passcode is correct and the sequence authentication system with the leap motion controller as a main source of input has conducted as successful. Thank you very much for your time to watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day further.